August 29, 2005, Katrina came through. Oh, that was an awful night and day with the wind and the surge and the water, and we lost our roof, so water came in.
Trước khi mà chưa có bão thì đời sống ở đây cũng
Our life was comfortable. Before Katrina, we were able to swim in the summer, and then we would do some oystering in the fall. So life was comfortable. But since Katrina, life has, a lot has changed. This has been very difficult.
I remember calling my brothers and sisters and telling them that, it's just really bad. It's just really, really, really bad. You can't believe this. Please call anybody you can. Send some help. We need to have help.
We see every project as it is somebody's kingdom. It is a piece of the American dream and a place that they call home.
The social justice infrastructure has never been stronger than it is right now. There's some really well-equipped, well-focused organizations that have worked more in cooperation in recent years than they've ever worked before.
This was a horrible disaster, and unfortunately, the people that you counted on the most to be there, they were not there.
You had all of these different agencies working, and you had to people had to work the system, and it was just frustrating trying to work the system to get anything done.
See, we had been living here 45 years in the old house, but that was our home. That, golly, I wouldn't even want to sell it. But then after really, getting in bad shape, things started happening, then the hurricane didn't help it, so.
People across America understand there's a right side of the tracks and a wrong side of the tracks. People know that. People don't want to face the racism that remains in our nation. It's embedded deeply in every part of every community that we see in America. The state spent less, later, and more slowly on those categories of folks than they did wealthier insured homeowners. So we spent a lot of time trying to change that direction and trying to reverse the direction of state policy when one person, our governor, controlled all of the strings of power. There was no checks and balances. That was a difficult task.
Katrina was an equal opportunity destroyer, but we learned very early on that it wasn't going to be an equal opportunity recovery. Poor minority communities simply didn't have the resources to recover.
If Biloxi loses the richness and the diversity that has characterized it for several hundred years, it's losing its heart and soul, and it's losing what makes the Gulf Coast have a particular identity, a special identity, something distinct from every other coastal town.
The issue we're talking about are poor communities. How do you build them? How do you make them better? The answer is you got to help them get out of poverty. So what do you need to help them get out of poverty? You got to have a diverse group of programs that enable you to do that. So Hope does financial counseling, Hope does construction, Hope does community outreach, building, Hope does home maintenance, Hope does youth programs, Hope does a whole myriad of things. And what we can do, we try to find partners who can do it.
I remember 2006 driving through the neighborhoods of Biloxi and still seeing so many houses that hadn't been gutted out, that has still had tarps on their roofs, and just realizing, oh, this is going to be a very long-term recovery, and that they needed skilled people there on the ground doing all the repairs, but also from the case management side.
I was directed to Hope, and they have really helped me, and I'm so grateful.
One of the reasons that I am still in Biloxi and still doing this work is to see the smile on somebody's face once they know that construction is going to be started, and then the even larger smile once everything is done.
It feels good to be sitting in this dining room. I'm just so happy. Once we got in touch with Hope, you know, things just start happening. You know, like I could just feel it that maybe we were gonna get it repaired.
I would say that there are definitely challenges and definitely roadblocks, but it's something, as long as we keep the end goal in mind, which is anyone that still has Katrina damages, making them whole again.
It requires people to do people. What really started working, because we couldn't get any of their attention, but when nonprofit organizations and foundations started coming in, and they came in with, what do you need? That was the change that moved us to recovery.
Thì bây giờ như mỗi năm thì anh thấy
It is hard to quantify what is recovery for me. You know, all I want is just to, you know, have myself an opportunity to earn a living.
It's deep in the roots of the people to want to stay. But if by 7 years from a disaster, the money isn't flowing to repair a neighborhood, like is the case in a lot of parts of East Biloxi here, you know, people are going to get the message, you're not wanted. Well, you know, to hell with that. We're here to make sure that they stay where they want to stay, where folks continue to live where their parents and grandparents lived, and to bring back the community that was a key part of this area.
It's a lot of work to be done, from Gulfport all the way to Pascagoula. You know, right now I'm working in the Escatapa, and it's vacant homes, vacant lots. From there, and we're talking 50 miles. It is just a lot of more work to be done.
We need somebody who sees the bigger picture, who sees that this is a long-term commitment. In order to create substantial change, you just can't hop here and yonder. You can't, oh, this is the flavor of the day. You need to be able to see, how do we make substantial change? And the only way you're going to be able to do that is get people to come together and work together. I tell people this: Biloxi will be a place that you would love to live in. It'll be a place where people are safe, where they have value within themselves. They see themselves valuable members of the community. Everybody is participating. Everybody is working toward a better goal. I see that's possible. And how? I know people say I'm a dreamer in that regard, but I tell people this: nothing comes without a dream. Until somebody starts dreaming it, believe me, nothing was able. So yeah, I'm a dreamer, but I'm believing that dream to become a reality.